Right, good morning, welcome back. HayaBusa, day 5. Now, have you ever noticed how it seems to be only Harley-Davidson that give you the ability to alter and change your riding position completely by changing the 3 variable things that you come into contact with on the bike? That's the seat, the foot controls, and the handlebars. How many handlebars can you not buy for a Harley? From clip-ons to ape-hangers to a million different shapes. Seats as well. There's a whole industry of different custom bike seats, and of course foot controls as well. You can have them further back, further forward, higher up, lower down. Now those 3 items you come into contact with, they're responsible for your riding position and how comfortable the bike is. And on a bike that's as insanely good fun to ride as this one, I want my riding position bang on. So today, I'm going to do the handlebars. I'm going to take the clip-ons off and this big rubber-mounted clamp that they come with. I've got 4 holes left under there, which gives me 2 positions to mount street bars, and I've got 3 different pairs of bars to choose between. So let's have a go. Something else to consider if you're going to do this is, don't forget, you've got to factor in the expense of hoses. I'm lucky I've done this in the past. I've already made all this outlay. I've got a longer clutch hose here, I've got longer brake hoses, and all the wiring on this went round the big fairing in the first place, so I've got plenty of wiring. But if you don't, then you've got all that to consider, and brake hoses, clutch hoses, all being replaced, especially if you've got an ABS system. That's when it all starts to add up, because all your controls, they're going to be further away from their original position, so they are a little bit more challenging than just bolting the bars on and going out for a play. Just a thought. Right, just going to show you this. On your HayaBusa, you get 4 holes in the top yoke, and in each one is an isoelastic bush like that. And when you run your standard bar setup, this thing is designed that these 4 floppy bushes are meant to allow that to move just enough to isolate vibration from the engine. However, if you're going to put aluminium bars on, you'll find that the extra flex you get from longer alloy bars will add to the amount of flex that these bushes give you. So you'll end up with quite a vague, sloppy steering. I find that anyway. Anytime there's isoelastic bushes in the headstock, I remove them if possible, and I put solid ones in. And I made a couple of pairs of these on my lathe some time ago by just using them as my specifications. I just made 2 of them. So when I fit the clamps now, I'm going to fit them with solid bushings instead of the rubber ones, because there'll be plenty of flex in the alloy bars for all I need. Also, something useful with the HayaBusa, with these 4 holes, I can mount the bars in the rear 2 holes, and the front 2, I can put the isolastic bushes back in, and then on a metal bracket, I can put the clocks there with nice isolation mounts. Right, you know how it is, you accumulate stuff under the bench. I've got 3 options on bars that I can use. These are Renthal Road Bike Medium, and they're very posh, they're absolutely immaculate. These came off the GSX 1400, do you remember that? I don't think I'll use those because they're quite skinny. Who doesn't love a fat bar? I've got these fat bar options from Tech Bike Parts. They're a 28mm fat bar, and I've got a new set of clamps to go with them. So I think we'll try these ones first. They're the same sort of thing as the Road Bike Medium. Let's bung them on, see how they feel. Right, if you're going to get one of these 28mm conversions from Tech, obviously they come in the packet, as you saw, with a 12mm shank to go through your yoke. If that's too big for your particular yoke, which it is on the HayaBusa, they're 10mm. They sell the 10mm shanks as an extra, so just contact them and they'll send you a pair of them as well. And also, something that's quite interesting, you can see that the shank is offset by ½ an inch from the centre of that trough that the bar sits in. So you can mount them that way round or that way round. And that offers you the ability to have the bars an inch further or closer, whichever works for you. Right, I'm going to go with the Streetfighter bars just because I've had them on there before and they work. They're exactly in the right position for my arm length, got long arms, and I think they're bang on. I just wanted to try the others to make sure there wasn't a better option. It is them, and bolted on in exactly the same correct position. And before I put all the furniture on the bars, I'll start with a little tip that might save you a lot of faffing about if you're changing bars yourself. Right, with regard to putting the furniture on the bars, the clamps for the levers, they split, so you split them and put them on, that's no problem. But the switch blocks, although they split open, and the left-hand one, that's no problem, but the right-hand one involves the throttle cables. And if you've got regular throttle cables, then you might find that the cables and the wiring aren't long enough to go over the end of the bar with the new wider bars on. So you end up splitting that open, taking the cables out in order to mount it, and then put the cables back through, and there's your load of faff. Little trick to get around it is quickly whip the bars out of the clamps. So move them that way, and then simply take the switch block with the throttle cables all mounted in place, slide it in, and then put the bars back in their position. You saved yourself about half an hour. Right, there we are, bars done. I've ridden with these bars before. I know that they're absolutely perfect in terms of comfort, so I've got no problem with that. I may not keep these pointy bar weights. I may round them off in the lathe, just machine them a bit different, don't know, but they're on there for now. Lots of other jobs to do before that though. I've got the clock pod I want to mount up here on those front 2 holes. I've also got to make a bracket to hold 2 headlights. I want 2 decent headlights, not those silly little robot masks that don't light anything up. I want proper nighttime lights on this. Also, I've got to resculpt the seat to a new shape completely, and I've got to remake the exhaust bracket so it holds the exhaust system. Anyway, that plus of course all the wiring, loads still to come. I'll see you in part 6.